Okay, today we're going to be talking about Lesson 87, Comparing Data. So what's currently being written across your screen is what we're going to talk about today, which is a ratio. Okay, and I'd like you to write this down. A ratio is a way of comparing two numbers by using division. Okay, it's a way of being able to understand a relationship between two numbers. So once you have this written down, go ahead and let's look at example number 1. So example 1 says, if there were, 12 girls and 16 boys in the class, what is the ratio of boys to girls? So whenever we have a ratio, we always want to look very carefully at the order that is written in the problem, because that's going to tell you who's going to go first. So for this problem, I want my boys, so my 16 boys, to my girls, my 12 girls. And just like a fraction, I can simplify a ratio. So this says that in my class, for my 16 boys, I have 12 girls. Okay, well that's kind of a big number to think about. So let's reduce this. I know that 4 is a common factor of both 16 and 12, so I'm going to actually reduce this by 4/4, and we're going to get 4/3. Okay? So what this means is that for every 4 boys in the class, there are 3 girls. So my ratio is 4/3. Okay? I can also say my ratio is 4/3. But 4/3 is my answer for this problem. Okay? So basically here are my 4 boys. Okay, and for every 4 boys I have 3. I have 3 girls. Girls, let's give you some arms. Okay, so this is a picture of what this means. For every 4 boys, I have 3 girls in my class. Okay? All right, let's look at example number 2. Okay, Kendra has collected 40 sporting trading cards, and 8 of those cards are hockey cards. Walt has collected 24 sports trading cards, and 6 of those cards are hockey cards. Which collection contains the greater percent of hockey trading cards? So the ratios in this compare the number of hockey cards to the number of regular cards, or the number of cards I have altogether. So let's look at Kendra first. Okay? Kendra has 8 hockey cards out of a total of 40 cards. So her ratio is 8/40. I can reduce this. I know that 8 is a factor of both 8 and 40. So 1/5 of Kendra's cards are hockey cards. One-fifth are hockey. Okay, now we look at Walt. Walt has 6 hockey cards out of a total of 24 cards. Okay, I'm going to reduce this. I know 6 is a common factor of 6 and 24. 6 divided by 6 is 1. So 1/4 of Walt's cards are hockey. So the question asks me then, which collection contains the greater percent of hockey cards? Well, we have 1/5 and 1/4, and I know that 1/4 is greater than 1/5. So your actual answer is, Walt's collection in a complete sentence. Okay, and I know you'll finish this in a complete sentence. Walt's collection contains the greater percentage of hockey cards. Okay, now I've only looked at this as a fraction. Let's take this fraction and convert it to a percentage now. Okay, so I have 1/5 for Kendra, and I have 1/4 for Walt. Okay, and we already know because we compared the fractions that Walt has a higher percentage, but let's actually look at the percentage itself. Okay, so if I want to turn this into a percentage, I know the percentages have to have 100 as the bottom of my fraction, yes? So 5 times what equals 100? 5 times 20. So I multiply by 20 over 20, which gets me 20/100ths, which equals 20%. So 20% of Kendra's collection is hockey cards. We'll do the same thing over here. 1/4 times something equals something over 100. I know 4 times 25 equals 100. So I multiply by 25 over 25, my fraction equivalent to 1. 1 times 25 equals 25, which equals 25%. Okay, so this shows or clarifies that yes, Walt in fact has the greater collection of hockey cards. Okay, so step 1, okay, find the ratio, which is the fraction. Then reduce the fraction. Then convert to a fraction over 100, convert to hundredths, and then equals your percentage. Okay? All right, let's look at example 3. All right, this season, a middle school soccer team played 16 games and won 10 of them. Last season, the team played 27 games and won 15. During which season, this year's or last year's, did the team win a greater share of their games? Okay, so let's look at how we write these ratios. So season 1, okay, we have a total of 16 games and we won 10 of them. So I can reduce this, divisible by 2, to 5/8. Okay? In season 2, we played a total of 27 games and won 15. Both of these are divisible by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 27 divided by 3 is 9. So I have 5/8 and 5/9. So if I look at comparing these two fractions, I need to compare 5/9 and 5/8. You're going, well, I don't know, those are really close. Let's talk about comparing just 1/8 and 1/9. Which of these is going to be bigger? Okay, 1/8 is going to be greater. So if I have 5/8 or I have 5/9, since eighths are inherently bigger, 5/8 will be bigger than 5/9. So in which season did the team win a greater share? The team won a greater share of games in season 1. Okay, if you aren't sure about how to compare the 8s and the 9s, draw a picture. Make sure your pictures are the same size, one right on top of the other. Okay? Oh, same size. Okay, split one of them into 8s, split one into 9s, and color. Okay? 5 of each. You can also use your manipulatives in order to show you. Okay? All right, your lesson practice is A through E, all on one page tonight. So go ahead and work those out, and we'll talk about it tomorrow.